Mhm.
All right, then. Hello and welcome. This is Not Just Cricket, powered by Sky247.net, joined here by Deepdas Gupta and Wasim Jaffer. And as you can see, Wasim sir's changed his jersey because, well, ladies and gentlemen, Rajasthan have entered the finals. It's Gujarat versus Rajasthan in the Indian T20 League 2022. Halla bol diya bhai aaj Motera Stadium में, especially Joss Butler ने. Wasim, let's start with you. Back in Bangalore.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल जॉस बटलर ने एक्चुअली ये कुर्ता चेंज करने के लिए मजबूर कर दिया। मैं बैठा था रेड पहन के आरसीबी को सपोर्ट करने, बट आउटस्टैंडिंग जिस तरह से राजस्थान टर्न्ड अप टुडे। हम लोग बात कर रहे थे कि मोमेंटम थोड़ा आरसीबी की तरफ है, बट इट डिडंट काउंट फॉर एनीथिंग। एक्चुअली हाफ वे थ्रू ऐसा लग रहा था कि आरसीबी इन अ वेरी गुड प्लेस। 12th ओवर में दे गॉट टू 100 एंड समथिंग फॉर 2 or 3। प्रॉपर बेंचमार्क था एक्चुअली टू गेट टू 170, प्रोबेबली 180, बट जिस तरह से आरआर ने जिस तरह से पुल थिंग्स बैक, लास्ट 7 overs में दे ओनली गेव 50 with 6 wickets, and that actually made the match of it. And then Josh Butler again, if somebody plays an innings like that, you can't do anything. और हम लोग प्रीव्यू में भी बात कर रहे थे कि लास्ट फ्यू इनिंग्स जो हाफ वे के बाद में इज नॉट द सेम बटलर दैट वी हैव सीन इन द फर्स्ट हाफ। But again, he picked up the right day to play the innings which he played in the first half. Came out smashing. जिस तरह से power play में उन्होंने खेला सिराज को, it took him on. So when he turns up like that, it's very very difficult place for the bowlers.
It indeed is. Or the big update, of course, Rajasthan enter the finals, defeat Bangalore by 7 wickets and qualify 2 में हुए जीत Rajasthan की. But Dev, did we just witness that what difference intent can make in a crunch game like this?
Absolutely. There is absolutely no two ways about it. Let's just revisit पहला innings, which is Bangalore का innings. बीच में एक स्पैन था जब you could see that intent कि आपने जो बात कही, when Maxwell was there and Rajat Patidar was there, that partnership, you could see that intent. But apart from that, अगर शुरुआत देख ले, Faf less than run a ball. Obviously, Virat didn't last for long, but again wasn't that quick a start. उसके अलावा, I mean, apart from those 2-3 innings, everyone, it seemed like a little cagey.
Yeah.
So yeah, there you go. I mean, that's a very good the comparison there. Obviously, last 5 overs they kept losing wickets and stuff like that. Uh, but yeah, I mean, the intent thing, as you mentioned, Rajasthan came out with a different intent, especially Josh Butler, very different innings from what he's been playing in the last 4-5 games. Is match mein shuru se he went after the bowling just the way he did in the first half, or not just him, Yashasvi Jaiswal and everyone else as far as Rajasthan's concerned. But obviously, I mean, they should have got to that 170, 175 mark. When actually Glenn Maxwell got out, they were 111 in 13 point something. वहां से आप 6 ओवर में यू एक्सपेक्टिंग 60 रन के करीब, सो यू लुकिंग एट 170 175 जैसे वसीम ने कहा. बट ओबेद मकॉय, आफ्टर ओबेद मकॉय, वो थोड़ा सा रडार के नीचे से जा रहे हैं पिछले कुछ मैचेस में, बट ही इज बीन बॉलिंग रियली वेल इन द लास्ट फ्यू गेम्स. Didn't have a good start to the tournament, was dropped. Then after his comeback, this is the Obed McCoy that we've seen playing for West Indies, playing in the CPL last year and a half, slower ones, cutters, वगैरह वगैरह. So I think, yeah, credit to the bowlers, क्योंकि they definitely they were below par first innings.
It indeed. And also, Wasim, अगर आप innings की बात भी करें तो in a way Jaiswal set the tempo in the first over, and then of course उसके बाद जब Joss the Boss खेलने हैं तो it was just impossible to stop him. He was riding a Ferrari, but it was Jaiswal who set the tempo.
बिल्कुल। और जब हमने ये बोला भी था एक्चुअली कि जायसवाल ने जब से कमबैक किया है, ही इज द वन हु एक्चुअली आपको टेम्पो देते हैं इन द पावर प्ले। और वो हमने बात भी की है कि जब आप कमबैक करते हो तो आप सोचते हो कि भैया मैं जाके थोड़ा अपने लिए 20-25 रन बनाऊं, बट उनका अप्रोच वैसे नहीं। एंड आई थिंक इट्स अ परफेक्ट स्टार्ट, कि आके 61 रन इन द पावर प्ले विद 10 बाउंड्रीज, 5 बाउंड्रीज एंड 5 सिक्सेस। परफेक्ट स्टार्ट। आई मीन आप अगर बिलो पार एवरेज टोटल चेस कर रहे हो तो यू कैन अफोर्ड टू गो अ लिटिल बिट आराम से। बट ये अप्रोच बहुत अच्छा है। और फॉर एनी टीम मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि आरआर की जो बैटिंग है, दे ओनली गॉट 6 स्पेशलिस्ट बैटर्स, बट दे स्टिल, मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि दे कम आउट सो एग्रेसिवली और इतने आके रिस्क लेके खेलते हैं, which surprises me, क्योंकि ना things can go, if they are 2 down or 3 down, but that doesn't stop them from playing shots, and which is a very very good approach, which I feel some of the other teams could have, वो approach लेना चाहिए था। But you got to give it to RR batters, के छोटा total था, but they come out all guns blazing, और जब आप वो tone set कर देते हो, then it becomes easier for the other batters who are coming, and Jaiswal has to get a lot of credit for that.
Yeah, no doubt about that. लेकिन दीप, अगर हम जॉस बटलर की जिस तरीके की का उनका पूरा सीजन रहा है ये इंडियन T20 लीग 2022, उसके बारे में बात करें, he entered with hot form, he had a rough patch in between, now he seems back, he's on the trampoline, right?
या आई थिंक और एक चीज जो बताती है, एटलीस्ट इस इनिंग्स की बात नहीं कर रहा, जो पिछले वाला इनिंग्स था, और जॉस बटलर इसके पहले भी एक आधा ऐसे इनिंग्स खेल चुके हैं इस टूर्नामेंट में। लास्ट सीजन का एक याद है मुझे इनिंग्स जहां पे इवन दो ही वाजंट एट हिज बेस्ट बट ही स्टिल फाउंड अ वे टू स्कोर रन्स। और जब आप अच्छे फॉर्म में ना रहने के बावजूद आप रन बनाते हैं, देन जब आप अच्छे फॉर्म में जैसे आज थे, आज बल्ले पे लग रहा था, देन तो यू बिकम अनस्टॉपेबल, राइट? और किसी शख्स, मतलब 400s, दैट, आई मीन कम ऑन, इट्स T20 क्रिकेट, इट इज नॉट टेस्ट मैच। होता भी तो हम समझ सकते हैं कि भैया 15 मैच में कोई अच्छे फॉर्म में 400 बना रहा है 16 मैच में, बट इन T20 क्रिकेट 400s in 16 games,
Yeah.
apart, I mean, obviously Virat in 2016 and now it's Josh Butler. It is, I mean, like Josh the boss, I mean, that's unbelievable. Start of the tournament on air, somebody asked me, yeah, can anyone break that 2016 wala Virat ka record? I was like, nahi yaar, not 14-15 games, maybe jab 18-19 game honge tab dekha jayega, but how wrong was I? 400s and almost 1000 runs. Yeah, I mean, he
So,
with one game to go.
so is 973 too far?
Yeah, it's still too far. मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि that record will stay. I can't see him getting 150 or 160 in that next game. But again, you got to give lot of credit. मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि आरआर की success, lot of other players have also performed, but
Yeah.
the major reason is जॉर्ज बटलर, जिस तरह से उन्होंने खेला है। और ये इस तरह की इनिंग्स के बारे में मुझे ऐसा लगता है, रिद्धिमा, हम जानते हैं कि जॉर्ज बटलर ऐसा खेलते हैं, बट देयर आर फ्यू इनिंग्स where he has dug in, that 50 बॉल में 70 बनाए हैं, 75 बनाए हैं, and he batted through on tough pitches, and that is the quality of that batter. He is at number 3 spot, you know still 150 runs ahead, so looks unlikely कि विराट कोहली का record वो टूटेगा, but definitely I think he'll get close to that first spot, and that is something which RR will want, कि वो पहुंचे उसके नजदीक, तभी उनके chances बढ़ जाएंगे। गुजरात ने उनको हराया हुआ है पहले क्वालिफायर में, and they would want that revenge back, and at the start of the 10th tournament, रिद्धिमा, किसने सोचा होगा कि गुजरात टाइटंस and Rajasthan Royals will be in that final, first of all. So it's out of syllabus, both the teams have come out.
Yes, indeed. Also, let's talk about the way Kohli got dismissed today. और वो प्रसिद्ध कृष्णा की वो ball, his opening spell rather. I thought he got the entire Bangalore team dancing to his tunes the way he opened the game. Deep?
Yeah, I mean, listen, Prasid ka, I think the most impressive part was his death overs. Because नए बॉल से वो डालेंगे इस पिच के ऊपर जहां पे कैरी है, बाउंस है. Listen, क्योंकि ऐसे पिचेस के ऊपर anyone who has an experience with the red ball or bowls well with the red ball will bowl well with the new ball यहाँ पे. So I wasn't surprised प्रसिद्ध ने जैसा ओपनिंग स्पेल डाला, लेकिन जैसे उसने डेथ में डाला, the Yorker that he bowled, I think that is where at least I was pleasantly surprised and I loved it, because first spell में you know he's going to be fine, but that 19th over जो उन्होंने डाला with giving away 8 runs and 2 wickets, और वो जो Yorker जो था, I think that was really, really special as far as I'm concerned. Because listen, Prasidh Krishna sooner or later will make his debut in Test match cricket. It's just matter of time, is how I see it. But white ball mein jo death over wala, I think was very, very impressive.
Yes, I actually cannot agree with you more. And Wasim, wo jo Yorker unhone dala, did it show character from his end to bounce back from how he played in Gujarat, in the Gujarat team?
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल आई थिंक गुजरात के सामने तो ऑब्वियसली वो डेथ बॉलिंग सिचुएशन थी, यू नो स्टेक्स वर अगेंस्ट हिम, बट आई थिंक द वे ही बोल्ड इन द पावर प्ले, रिधिमा, यू नो अगर वो पाटीदार का कैच पकड़ा जाता, सो यू नो यू कुड हैव 3 विकेट्स इन दैट फर्स्ट स्पेल इटसेल्फ, जो जिस तरह से विराट को आउट किया एंड दैट ड्रॉप कैच, और अगेन उसके बाद में हसरंगा और उनको भी जो आउट किया, सो outstanding, and no doubt you know you will see him play at least test cricket you know very soon, क्योंकि जिस तरह से वो डालते हैं. And I think you know if you talk about Siraj and Prasidh, you know both of them, actually Siraj came with lot of reputation before this IPL, but they both have gone in different directions. Siraj you know has been a little bit disappointing, you know test cricket mein obviously you know he's way ahead, but in white ball cricket he needs to step up. But Prasidh, obviously you know he's gone too far ahead in, अगर आप दूसरे bowlers के साथ उनको वो करोगे तो I think Prasidh has taken a leap giant you know against the other bowlers.
Yeah. Well, also McCoy in the in the end when he comes from the back end, the way he shows intent is insane. Like what he's done with the match today aboard McCoy, what on the way his spell went.
See, Obed ka mujhe, the thing that is impressed is after those initial matches where he did not perform, फिर बीच में he got dropped, और फिर comeback करके जो आए last कुछ matches में, and that's what I was saying कि Obed McCoy is last year and a half he's been bowling really well, and आज दोबारा and his speciality is bowling in the death. I mean, he's a death over specialist. आज दोबारा बताया कि why he's rated so highly in terms of death bowling, or those are his numbers. Those are really, look at that economy, 8 in the death overs, which is like nightmare for the bowlers. वहीं पे 8 विकेट, चलो ठीक है 8 विकेट तो आप बॉल डालोगे, डेथ में तो विकेट आपको मिलेंगे, लेकिन the economy of 8, just over 8, that is phenomenal. That is absolutely phenomenal. And this is obviously after his comeback, so something has clicked. And you've got to give credit to that Rajasthan dugout also, क्योंकि यशस्वी comeback के बाद different player, Obed McCoy comeback के बाद different player. I think something must have happened. Whatever conversation they've had, it can't be technical. 10 दिन में technical changes तो हो नहीं सकते. तो जो भी conversation हुआ है, जो भी communicate किया गया है उनको, जो भी हुआ है उनके बीच में, something must have happened really right in that dressing room for not one but 2 players to come out and play the way they have after that break.
Yeah. With
और I think you know Ridhima, you know वो जो राजस्थान की जो bowling attack है, they needed somebody like Obed McCoy, क्योंकि आपके पास प्रसिद्ध और ट्रेंट बोल्ट हैं जो नए बॉल में इतनी बढ़िया बॉल डालते हैं, एंड यू नो कि ट्रेंट बोल्ट आपके लिए डेथ में बॉलिंग नहीं करते हैं. तो ओबेद मकॉय का जो रोल उन्होंने आके खेला है जो पिछले कुछ मैचेस में, इट्स वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट रोल, क्योंकि उन्होंने कुलदीप सेन को ट्राई किया था, ऑब्वियसली इज बोल्ड वेल, ही लुक्ड इंप्रेसिव, बट डेथ बॉलिंग इतनी अच्छी नहीं की कुलदीप सेन ने. सो ओबेद मकॉय का जो रोल है एंड द रोल दैट ही इज प्लेइंग, आई थिंक यू नो इट्स अनदर, मुझे लगता है कि बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट रोल है ये राजस्थान रॉयल इतने ऊपर जाने का, क्योंकि डेथ में आपके पास कोई एक बॉलर होना चाहिए कि जिसके पास आप जा सकते हो, एंड ही इज फिल्ड दैट रोल यू नो ब्यूटीफुल.
Yeah. Well, if there is one man that we must mention again, in the qualifier, the playoffs, from the Bangalore team who है, of course, Rajat Patidar, the lone warrior जो Bangalore के लिए आज लड़ रहे थे, आज रात को लड़ रहे थे, and he's played, of course, some beautiful classical shots as well in the early parts of the game, displayed layers to his batting. But come to think about it, Deep, अगर आप economically भी देखें तो 333 runs from a player who costed him just 20 lakhs. That's not
Mhm.
bad in 8 games.
Yeah, and also the fact that somebody who wasn't initially picked, he came in as a
Yeah.
substitute, as a replacement. So he came in as a replacement and did what he did. It's amazing. Again, I think we made this point last game maybe. कि a lot of at times franchises they don't show enough faith in a player because यही player इनके साथ था पिछले साल 3 मैचेस खेले 4 मैचेस खेले 3 नंबर पे somehow he did not get starts 10 15 20 रन बना के आउट हो रहे थे but obviously he's got quality because domestic cricket में he scores a lot of runs in white ball cricket so he's got that quality so I'm really glad और जिस तरीके से जैसे आपने कहा कि बहुत ही ऑर्थोडॉक्स वे में रन बनाया ये 333 रन जो आप कह रहे हैं ऐसा नहीं कि आड़े तिरछे स्वीप और ये वो करके नहीं बट प्रॉपर ऑर्थोडॉक्स क्रिकेटिंग शॉट्स सो दैट जस्ट टेल्स यू अगर वो ऑर्थोडॉक्स क्रिकेटिंग शॉट से ऐसे रन बना सकते हैं स्ट्राइक रेट के साथ अगर थोड़ा सा इम्प्रोवाइज करने लग जाएंगे तो फिर उनका मतलब there is the step up would be easier and there is a upside quite a bit of upside to his game which is left in this format so very impressive and hopefully and listen it's always heartening to see young Indian cricketers doing well at this level
Yeah.
so it's always brings smile to all of our faces so it's yeah even though Bangalore lost but I'm happy for Shabaz he's एक और प्लेयर है बैंगलोर का जो कि अंडर द रेडार निकला है ही इज बीन एक्सट्रीमली कंसिस्टेंट स्पेशली विद द बैट right through the year Patidar so it's good to see Indian domestic players shine at this level
No doubt about it. And where, it's heartening to see a player like Rajat Patidar. It's equally disheartening for the RCB fans to not make it another season. Now, what is Bangalore's learning from this season, Wasim? अगर आप Bangalore RCB की बात करें तो they took some very important decisions this season. वो भी फिलहाल उनके काम नहीं आए और जिस तरीके से उनके टॉप ऑर्डर परफॉर्म नहीं कर रहे थे, for them to even make it to the playoffs is a very big thing. They somehow made it. What is their learning from this season?
आई थिंक उनकी अगर आप बैटिंग देखें रितिमा तो मुझे लगता है कि बैटिंग उनकी थोड़ी सॉर्टेड है अप अंटिल नंबर 5 की अगर हम बात करें शाबाज बीइंग द नंबर 6 बट लोमरोर एंड देयर फास्ट बॉलिंग दैट इज समथिंग आई थिंक उनको थोड़ा सा उस पर मेहनत करना होगा सिराज जैसे हमने बात की कि वो थोड़े डिसअपॉइंटिंग थे जॉश हेजलवुड हैज डन वेल बट थोड़ा मुझे लगता है कि थोड़े बॉलिंग की अगर स्ट्रेंथ बढ़ जाएगी इस टीम की so I think they can go even further. I mean, saying that, Ridhima, हम जैसे बात कर रहे हैं कि राजस्थान और गुजरात, at the start nobody saw them, doing well. So sometimes having the best of the 11 or best of the squad doesn't mean that you are going to win the trophy. आपकी momentum कितनी अच्छी है? A player like David Miller wasn't the first choice overseas player. He was not picked on the day one. So it's not necessary that buying the best of the players are going to give you result. It's their current form. आपके जो team environment कितनी अच्छी है. If they fire on that day. So all those things matter. So just buying the best players doesn't win you trophies. तो मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि they just need to sort out couple of things here and there. एक दो selection अगर और अच्छी हो जाएगी. And if they play in the same momentum or continuity होगी. Virat Kohli didn't have the best of the season. Maxi hasn't had the best of the season. You wanted them to perform on that day, which didn't happen. But अगर वो होता है, so they can go further. I mean, winning a trophy out of 10 teams, it's not going to be easy. वो stakes और बढ़ गए. 8 टीमों में थोड़ा वो था, 10 में तो और मुश्किल हो जाता है. But they just need to fill those little bit of holes here and there and hope for the best and come back stronger. I think they played a very good season. It's just that they lacked a little bit of luck, but I thought they had a very good season.
Yeah, I mean also there was this graphics that they played during the match deep और मैं देख रही थी कि एक चीज में consistent रहे हैं बैंगलोर की टीम की वो playoffs तक पहुंचने में बहुत consistent रहे हैं. They've not been able to convert it into a win, but they've very consistently been making it to the playoffs. What gives them that extra push because they've tried a couple of combinations this season.
I think see with once you reach the playoff ना उसके बाद again it's a one game thing. कभी कभार मुझे ऐसा भी लगता है I don't know whether Wasim and you will agree or not कि it seems they're burdened with that expectation का जो है pressure at times. कभी कभार I mean the way they were batting I might be completely wrong here. can be completely wrong. There's no two ways. But कभी कभार लगता है कि because we expect so much, because again, start of the season, they were one of the teams in my top four,
Yeah.
right? Because looking at that squad, that's a really good team. That's a really good squad. But as Wasim mentioned, Virat didn't have a great season. Maxwell didn't have a great season. You were Mohammad Siraj, whom you were expecting to be one of your spearheads, didn't have a great season. So obviously, top 2, 3 guys not having a great season does not help your cause. But also, kabhi kabar, you just got to let go of those expectations, which is obviously easier said than done. कि यार जो होगा देखा जाएगा, let's just go and play यार. It's very easy for us to sit in a AC कमरा and say that, but it's a difficult thing. But कभी कभार लगता है कि you know is those expectations kind of putting those shackles around them.
Yeah. All right. So, of course, Bangalore's out of the tournament, and we've got Rajasthan and Gujarat playing the finals of the Indian T20 League. देखिए ये हुआ है तो फिर तो सोशल मीडिया बस कर ही रहा होगा. So let's go and take a look at the social tracker powered by Sky247.net. All right, the very first tweet that we have is by the RCB account in itself, and well, it is a little disheartening though, isn't it, Deep? That from the fans' point of view, you do not expect Bangalore to actually crash down like that.
Yeah, but obviously you got to feel good for Rajasthan. I mean, you got to feel happy for Rajasthan, uh, winners of the inaugural tournament. Uske baad 14 years ke baad. So yeah, so obviously, I mean, while one side has to lose, the other will win. So ecstasy on one side, agony on the other. These are part of sports, I guess. But yeah, while you feel bad for obviously Bangalore, again they've got a gun side, very good side, but yeah, on the other side, Rajasthan, yeah, I mean, listen, this has been an emotional year for them. हम लोग broadcast पे भी देख रहे थे start of the season with Shane Warne and everything else. It's been an emotional season, and yeah, I mean, it's good to. And एक चीज तो है कि you've got two teams who, like Wasim mentioned, weren't in the top four for a lot of people, including me. I'll be honest, including me, these two teams weren't my top four. But to have two teams again emphasizes on what you can do as a unit, as a team. And I think both these teams, that is the reason ये दोनों टीमें हैं, because it hasn't been one or two guys. Yes, for Rajasthan you can always say Yuzi Chahal, purple cap, and Josh Butler and all, but contributions for everyone. Gujarat the same, and it's good to have Rajasthan in the finals. That's for sure.
Yeah, but it's a 14
If
years.
you actually, Ridhima, if you take that 2008 trophy out from that Rajasthan, Rajasthan will be even, have the worst record. The teams to not get into the playoffs, not playing any final. I mean, RCB has played almost 3 to 4 finals. They have not been lucky. But Rajasthan ke liye you got to feel, happy for them. After 14 years, they've come into the final. But that 2008 trophy ke baad mein, you could see that every season they've been, below that 6, 7, 8 all the time. So you got to feel happy for them. First time they picked a very good team and that team has delivered. They've always had a pretty good team. Chopraa, Archer, Ben Stokes, Josh Butler. You name the superstars, they've all been there. But somehow they haven't delivered. But this year, everything clicked for them. So you got to feel really happy for Rajasthan.
All right, let's see what's next.
Right,
Okay,
let's have a look at. Oh, it's Rajasthan Royals again. Our PK is out of this world. Our PK, which would be Prasidh Krishna,
Prasidh
obviously. I
Krishna.
guess.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, man. I mean, yeah, Wasim. I mean, uh, this is जैसा वसीम ने कहा ना अभी कि ये जो इंटरेस्टिंग फाइट हो गया ये फास्ट बॉलर का, because how I see it is obviously there is Jasprit Bumrah, Shami to a great extent, and then you're looking at other options, right? वहां पे it'll be interesting to see what happens there. Okay, Irfan ने क्या लिखा है? Forget about the last over in the last game. This game's first spell was a fast bowler's dream from Prasidh Krishna, and now with huge wicket of DK.
PK has got VK and DK.
That is true. That is true. Yeah.
All right.
But two terrific deliveries, yeah. That two terrific deliveries from Prasidh Krishna. But it's good to see. And देखो अभी क्या है मेरे हिसाब से वसीम, I don't know what you're thinking, but my thought is already into the World Cup. Right, you started thinking of कि क्या हो सकता है अब, even though there's 3 months, there's a lot of T20 eyes remaining and all that, but you starting to kind of think about a few places now. So Prasidh Krishna has come on with a very strong performance यहाँ पे.
Absolutely.
You got an extreme by Wasim by himself. Let's take a look.
That'll be interesting. Cricket 2022 is yet to be released, but the first cheat code is just Wasim, you're into gaming? You're into gaming? Your kids must be into gaming.
Kids, not me.
What about you, Deep?
Me, no.
No.
Nah, not on mobile and stuff like that. I'd rather go out and play some sport, not indoors. I've left that for my kids.
All right, but having said that, there is going to be a big sport, which is paddle.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody is following that. That is, paddleball has become like this next big sport that's coming, and especially there's an e-gaming also platform that's going on for that. But moving on very quickly to the game that you had, cricket. Let's talk about the way Rajasthan, of course, has entered the finals, and Gujarat, and the fact that it's happening in Motera. Now, I was listening to Harbhajan Singh on commentary, and he said that it's going to be an entire enigma of playing in front of this crowd is going to be insane. To which he also said that I wish that I'd gotten this one more opportunity to go ahead and play it in Motera, because that is the ambience that is there. Deep, just from a cricketer's point of view, is it itching for you to go ahead and play a game in Motera?
You know what? It is unbelievable. Like I said, we are all entertainers in our own ways, right? Whether we're in the field of performing arts, let's put it this way. So the bigger the stage, the better it is. You get goosebumps when you enter a field with that. Even now, when you enter a field with that crowd or whatever, the energy is different. You get goosebumps, man. I mean, obviously, I'm not surprised. I mean, Bhaji and not just Bhaji, everyone would love to be out there in the middle with 130,000 people. I mean, that's a high you can't beat. That is an absolute high. I mean, listen, you're into performing arts as well. Once you get on a stage, that high, and I hope जो सुन रहे हैं जो दर्शक हमारे, anyone who's got on a stage would know what high I'm talking about.
Yeah. तो वसीम, गुजरात के लिए ये होम एडवांटेज होगा या एक्स्ट्रा प्रेशर, और साथ ही साथ वो 130,000 प्लस दर्शकों का प्रेशर?
नहीं, I think advantage होगा रिद्धिमा, without a doubt. 130,000 people praying for you or supporting you, ये एक एडवांटेज है जो आपको हर जगह नहीं मिलता है. तो ये तो डेफिनेटली एक एडवांटेज है. नोइंग दैट टीम, और जैसे वो खेलते हैं, उनके कोच, उनके कैप्टन और उनका सारा एंटायर टीम, they will be thinking it's just another game. That is probably the talk before the game, just another game, and that is how you need to think. If you take that pressure, it's a final, those many people are watching, then you are going to crack under pressure. But you just need to feel it's just another game. But I think playing in Ahmedabad, Gujarat Gujarat Titans will definitely get a lot of help. They'll be rooting, the crowd will be rooting for them. So it's going to be a very good advantage for them. Rajasthan will have to bring their A game, because the way Gujarat has been playing, Rajasthan has to play a game like today. So it's going to be hell of a match on Sunday.
Wasim, I've got a question. एक जो पूछना था आपसे कि 24th को they played their last game, right? और finals 29th को है. इतना बड़ा break, because you've recently been part of a franchise as well. Can that also affect in a negative way? क्योंकि आप थोड़ा सा ठंडे हो जाते हैं, then again getting yourself ready for a big occasion, can that also affect negatively a break like this?
होता है, but I think it's probably थोड़ा आपको मुझे लगता है कि थोड़ा रेस्ट भी मिल जाता है. You go to the venue, you have couple of days hit. I remember last time Chennai had that kind of पहला qualifier जीत गए and they went on to win that trophy. So lot of अगर हम पिछले 13-14 साल में देखेंगे तो lot of teams which finished in the final, they went into the final first, they won the trophies. So I think it's probably अगर stats की बात करें, so I think it helps them to relax and then get your body regenerated, your mind regenerated, and then play that final. So जैसे आप शुरू में भी you were saying कि they have come here RCB without any practice, must be an optional practice, and they got to go and play. Even the momentum were with them because they won the last game, but that didn't happen. Rajasthan played a better game. So in that way, I feel Gujarat will be benefited. They had a bit of rest, they had a bit of feel of the ground. So we'll have to find out. But having our Rajasthan having played at that venue and played such a fine game, that definitely going to help them.
Yeah. Also, it's a very, very long season, though I'm sure tired legs, this rest is well deserved and for sure will propel them to do a better performance in the finals. But having said that, फाइनल की अगर बात करें तो दीप, एक तरफ होगा राजस्थान का टॉप ऑर्डर, दूसरी तरफ है गुजरात के फिनिशर्स. Who's winning this battle?
Oh geez. या गुजरात के फिनिशर्स, लेकिन गुजरात के ओपनर्स भी ठीक ठाक हैं, इतने बुरे नहीं है. सी द थिंग विद गुजरात इज एवरीवन's contributing. कोई ऐसा स्टैंड आउट नहीं है कि किसी का जैसे जॉस बटलर का आधा भी सीजन गया हो. आई थिंक द क्लोजर्स वुड बी हार्दिक विद सम 500 और क्लोज टू 500 रन्स. विकेट में भी कोई ऐसा नहीं हो कि 20 के ऊपर मेरे ख्याल से किसी के विकेट नहीं. एवरीवन's इन दैट 16-17 जो टॉप विकेट टेकर्स एट दैट रेंज. So, I mean, everyone's contributing, and that just brings a different confidence level in this whole side. क्या होता है कि एक आधा विकेट भी गिर जाता है या कोई मार भी खा जाता है, लगता है नहीं कोई ना कोई तो कर ही देगा यार. आई एम सेइंग कि because they have that thing going right through the season. So I think yes, while I do understand why we're saying this, obviously, but I also think Gujarat is a very good example of जिसे कहते हैं ना, a sum total of parts is always greater than an individual. I think it's a very good example, that Gujarat team, कि कोई ना कोई आके अपना 20-30, everyone is an impact player. सब आके अपने 30, कोई 40, कोई 20 भी बना रहा है तो 12 बॉल पे बना देता है. कोई आके 2 ओवर अच्छा डाल देता है, कोई 4 विकेट ले लेता है, मार भी खाता है तो विकेट ले लेता है. So it's that kind of a team where and that team, when you're part of that team, that confidence is very infectious. तब ऐसा लगता है कि अच्छा आज उसने नहीं किया ना, आज मेरा दिन है, मैं कर दूंगा यार. आज मेरे से नहीं हुआ, अच्छा वो कर देगा. So when you're part of a team like that where everyone's contributing, it's a different mindset altogether.
Yeah, but I mean it's very heartening to see कि ये जो दो captains हैं, ये इस stage पर पहली बार हैं. They are entering the finals for the first time as captains. It's very, very heartening to see these two captains coming on such a big platform, the Indian T20 League के finals में. Wasim?
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल. हार्दिक के लिए तो he had a terrific season. हार्दिक के लिए तो it was breath of fresh air कि जिस तरह से उन्होंने टीम को लीड किया है, जिस तरह से उनका खुद का परफॉर्मेंस हुआ है. that number 4 position, he has not batted there for a long time. तो वहाँ पे आके जिस तरह से रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी ली है, जिस तरह से नया बॉल भी डाला है, and the way he has fielded also, he's been outstanding. Sanju Samson had a couple of seasons experience of leading a side, so he has definitely improved. He's a much improved captain. On the batting पे निखरे, we spoke about that in the preview. So he'll be looking for that opportunity to lift that trophy. They have worked really hard to get where they are. So it's going to be, like I said, it's going to be a tremendous game. Hardik, जिस तरह से उनकी टीम ने खेला है, they found match winners. जैसे हमने बोला है कि no purple cap holder, no orange cap holder. They're not the biggest hitting sixes team. They are nowhere near in that category. But they somehow found a way to win game. They found players to win the game. They found situations to come out. So you can't rule out what Gujarat can do and can't do.
Yeah.
So it's going to be an interesting game. Rajasthan have to bring their A game because that 13th, 12th and 13th player will be that crowd that will be against them. 120, 30,000 people. So it's not going to be easy. It's going to be a cracking game.
It is also, while these two captains for sure have come on the stage for the first time. Having said that, there is very interesting thing about Gujarat while we're talking about कि वो लोग pressure कैसे handle करेंगे मोटेरा पे, especially उनका home ground है. अगर if you think about it, उनका season has been all about handling pressure. Is because the number of clutch games they've played and come out of those
Yeah.
situations. I
Yeah.
think this team has done that the most, and that would be beneficial for them getting into the finals.
Yeah, and also the way they've played this season in terms of they've always played with a smile. चाहे वो कप्तान हो, कोच हो, खैर आशु तो वैसे ही हंसना मना नहीं कर, मतलब कभी बंद नहीं होता उसका, बाहर ही रहता है उसके दांत. बट the idea is कि even someone like Hardik under really tough, like you said, clutch situations, you'd always see Hardik smiling and calm. And it's been refreshing to say the least. That Gujarat team, it's just unbelievable.
Yeah.
I'm just a big fan of Hardik's captaincy now. जिस तरीके से उन्होंने हैंडल किया है, जिस तरीके से उनका डिमीनर रहा है एज अ लीडर, एज अ कैप्टन, जो उन्होंने बातचीत की है पोस्ट मैच में, जिस तरीके से उन्होंने बात किया है, जो उन्होंने कहा है, द कंटेंट एज वेल व्हाट ही स्पोकन, it is so refreshing. Sanju as well. I mean, Sanju थोड़ा कम बोलते हैं, is less expressive. But you've got to give credit, like I said, कि ऐसे दो तीन लोग हैं जो कि बाहर हुए, फिर कम बैक किया, कम बैक में इतनी शानदार परफॉर्मेंस दी है. So you've got to give credit to the support group, the captains, कि यहाँ तक जो पहुंचे हैं ये दोनों टीमें. So credit must be given to them. But Hardik especially, as Wasim mentioned, I don't think anybody would have given him that before the start of the season ki he'll turn out to be so good. And let's not forget the other thing, he's batting at 3 and 4. That gives the Indian team a lot of options then.
A lot of hope, yeah, yeah. Uh, we were talking about when Gujarat entered the finals, won the qualifier one. ये एक ऐसी team थी where the critics had written it off, and Hardik's captaincy and his form given the injury. So there were a lot of things why people did not build this team to reach to the finals, but here they are. It is a story to tell. Okay, let me very quickly tell you the finals, the road to the finals, where you've got that's how it all played out. Well, you had Gujarat versus Rajasthan in the very first qualifier where Gujarat one entered into the finals. Then Lucknow and Bangalore played. You had Bangalore win that game. In the qualifier two, it was Rajasthan versus Lucknow. And Rajasthan versus, of course, Bangalore. And then we've got Rajasthan and Gujarat at Motera. That's the final that you don't want to miss out on, which is on the 29th, जो कि संडे को होने वाला है. अब तो कल हो गया होगा, मुझे पता भी नहीं है कि टाइम क्या हो रहा है, but anyway. So it is the 29th, guys. Who are we backing? ये एक सवाल मैं उस दिन फिर से करूंगी, लेकिन एक बार फिर वसीम, who are we backing?
It's tough to choose, Ridhima. I think बहुत मुश्किल है. Just because the way Gujarat is playing and they're playing at their home ground, I'll probably go with Gujarat.
Gujarat. All right, Deep.
I'd go with Gujarat. I've just become a fan of Gujarat. जैसे उन्होंने खेला है, both head and heart, both says Gujarat.
All right. So with the Nehra effect, the ever smiling Gujarat, is the question कि ये क्या अंत तक smile कर पाएंगे? ये सवाल है. I'm going to ask this question again on that day. Maybe you guys sleep over it, change your mind. Maybe that happens.
But I'll tell you something. Win or loss, Ashish Nehra will be smiling.
Okay, then.
Yeah.
There is no doubt about that. There is no doubt about that. And that's actually a very beautiful statement. But thank you so much, gentlemen. Thanks a lot. Congratulations to the winners. Congratulations to Rajasthan and Gujarat in the finals, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Wasim. Thank you so much for joining us. And thanks, everybody, for joining in. This is Not Just Cricket, powered by Sky247.net. Don't forget, we will see you for the pre of the finals of the Indian T20 League.